the Comrade Show. Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriente. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriente. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.
Okay, yes, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, Edo people from across the world, of course, Nigerians and friends of Edo State. This is the second episode of our, Beni, language, lessons. Well, of course, we've learned the first episode wherein we established the episode by going straight into the Beni alphabet, because I did say in that particular episode that learning Beni language must start with the basis, and the basis is Beni alphabet. And of course, we try to look at the single letters we have in the alphabet, okay, which are A, B, D, A, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, O, O, P, R, C, T, U, V, W, Z. And we quite established, in that particular study on the first, during the first edition, that we equally have, two letter alphabets like B, R, B, me, V, and all, these are all embedded. But in this lesson today, I'm going to be teaching us on the expanded alphabet, talking of a mixture of the single letter alphabet and the double letter alphabet. Okay, this is very, very important, so that we start learning. Please, if you are there, you are an Edo person, a Beni person most especially, and all of that, and you think that your family, your children can benefit from this, bring them together so we can learn this together. Now, mind you, I'm teaching, this, to the best of my ability, and of course, I know that at this level, I can impart this knowledge, but for the purpose of this particular broadcast, I want us to know that I will be speaking Edo a lot. I'll be speaking Beni, quite a lot, because the purpose of this whole program is to contribute towards revitalizing, of course, ensuring that we do not forget where we are coming from, okay? And the language of the Edo people is fast eroding us. Many of us are beginning to relegate our language, and so we thought that, okay, from the Comrade Show, we could actually put this up, towards making our contributions towards the preservation of the Beni language. And I want to use this medium to equally encourage other, ethnic groups in Edo State, and of course, across, beyond. Let's embrace our language, because somehow we are missing it and we've got to get things back. So, Iledo, Abidi, Mayason, Mayina, Ronda, where I will not do Edo, Katikati ya, Sigbe, Moni, Mabiele, ni Wade, so receive, Edona, or Abidi, or cow, Maya, Edo. And mala de ma zedo ne imonima ibiele kini ase kini arame na be kavi bude we no kekino we mohia kini ni ma ina ibiene we ibie dunya hin o kekina me we okuri matwe we do kompun da de gbe we do ma mohuri matwe o kekini ma so ma money e mo ahiore we degbe ilagisan no ya tuli bien ilagisan degbe labo no ya tuli bien labo degbe la loki no ya akake na wa khamia no kini moka wa wuye e mo ne mani bielia mani seya ne bo diun ya yoruwe ya ka tu ya akibani so ama e money e mi. And what I just said is that we need to start imparting in our children the very basics one of the basic things we need to start with, for those who may have missed it, you know, many of us have, you know, particularly with our children, you know, it's, we need to get our children to know, you know, our family greetings. In fact, that's where we start from. As in the mornings, the children should wake up and be able to greet their family. I mean, the elderly ones in the house, particularly their parents and every other person that is older. And that's how we were raised. You understand? You wake up in the morning, you greet your family greeting. That's what everybody does when we're growing up. And so we've missed that, but we need to get back to that. And of course, this language study, the Edo language study, starting from ABCD, is very important. You understand? So we're going to start straight with the study. So Iliado, get the children together. Let's learn this. So I'm going to start with. If you look at it, I have you know, written out the Beni alphabet. Okay, A to Z. Okay, but instead of the normal regular single letter alphabet which we have as A, B, D, A, F, E. Okay, I think I missed the A here. A, F, G. Okay, He, I, K, L, N, N, O, P, R, C, T, U, V, W, Y, Z. Okay, now those are the single letters. A, B, D, A, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, O, P, R, C, T, U, V, W, Y, Z. Now I've not tried to impute the double letter alphabet as well. Okay, so we can start some basic studies of these. So what you want to be now, we're going to, you know, read everything together as much as possible, and then we start breaking some of these things down. Okay, this A, B, D, A, F, A, oh, Matthew can be said. A, B, D, A, F, G. Now after G, which is G in English, we have B, which is a double letter word. So the double letters inside this alphabet, I circle them. We have equally R, B, R. Now, I mean, if you even call the two letters together, you can fathom what the sound is. GB is B. As in, if we have, for instance, Agbo. In this, we actually have three letters here. With A and O, the GB is double, which is B. Agbo. Agbo. You see? Agbo. Okay? Now we have R as well. So let me just read on, then we start, you know, getting some of these things into proper perspectives, as it were. Now let's go. A, B, D, A, F, G, B, R, H, I, K. From K, we only have another double letter word, which is B. B. Le, me. From me, we only have another double letter word, which is MW, and that is me. NW, me. NW, that is me, we, which is me. Le, me, ni, o, P, R, C, T, U, V. From V, we only have another double letter word, which is VB, and that is V. U, V, V, we, Y, Z. Now, I don't know how much we follow, but let's try to, you know, follow. We're going to go through again. I just want to go run through again both the single letters. What is most popular, you know, that people sing with, you know, recite regularly, you know, are usually the single letter words. But Edo language, the Benin language, you know, if you want to go back, go to the alphabet, it's made up of double letter, alphabets, and of course single letter alphabets, and also we've tried to put all of them together. If you go to the first study, the first episode, you definitely we treated much of the single letter words, but today we are putting all together, and we're going to try to start some spellings from here and start to explain some things from here. Okay, so let's just follow again. I'm going to take a run through. The Mamik na isuen na ya na so the ara do say z zemini kata dey sin uwa de abidina esoro no agbeva no agbeva ni me vi obani na the Mamik na tie here ku gbe that way usun ba bidina agbeva de ro edo ya me so awe gbi agbo uwe ba de gbi agbado uwe ba de gbi agbon uwe ba de gbi udege enire ro na ya replace abe abidi no magbeva ihin Mamik na so from very beginning. Now we start. A B D E F G B R H I K B L M N O P R C T U V W Y Z. Na wetie le be ne wa fi mo ko gbe na wa tie le be ne ya tapo ba ni a wa we beta A B D E F F Imam what we beta F G B B on a GH R what better R H I K B oga gbeva na hina B K P B L M N O P R C T U V W Y Z. Tell you the Beni alphabet must say no why the foundation my word do na hin imado here and imado where Zeminikata I've already established for our brothers and sisters who may not yet know the language. I've already established that Beni language is it's a bit easy. It's easy in that we spell the way we pronounce. Okay, it makes it very straightforward. There are no difficult phonetics in itself. If you're able to know how the letters are pronounced, how the alphabets are pronounced, okay, and you hear any word in the Edo language, you can almost certainly spell it, because if you have the foundation of Abidi, you can almost certainly spell everything that comes your way. For instance, we say Ebo. Ebo, this is Ebo for instance. Ebo. Ebo. Now, we have tilde letters making up Ebo. 3 letters. The letters are A, B, O. And look at the sound now. This is A. This is B. This is O. Ebo. It is that direct. Now, I explained last week, like when we have E in English, this is E for instance in English, and actually A in English is actually spelled, it's actually pronounced E or A, as a matter of fact. So and that's why I said that even the understanding of the Beni alphabet helps you, to spell easily even English words. You understand? Because the English phonetics, they're actually the basis for our own the Beni, alphabet, as it were. So we don't call this E as it is called in English. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, when English they call it E, they pronounce it as E, and yet in most of the phonetic expressions and spellings, it's actually pronounced A or E in most of them. You get what I'm saying now? So at the end of the day, you understand, we have A bo, for instance here. This is A and this is A bo. Now in the same way, if for instance in the Edo language is broken into two, we have A and E. You see it? We have E. This is E in English. Okay? E in English, we equally have it in a Edo language, we have it as A and E. Now, the Edo alphabet, okay, they are put together the way we can use them to pronounce the the Benin language, the Benin words. So the alphabet, okay, they are not in isolation. You don't find something like E as it is in English, and in pronunciation, the phonetic expression becomes E or A in most of the cases. You understand what I'm saying now? So the Edo language tries to make you understand that it is weird that we have words that have A and we have words that have E. So whichever one comes, it's either this or this. So there is nothing like one E covering the sound of this and this together. No. So A is standing alone as E in English, for instance, but E with some sort of hyphen beneath or a dot or whatever to differentiate between them. You understand? So the alphabets in Benin language, okay, they are combined, okay, the phonetic sound in the way we pronounce them, okay, reflects the way we equally use them. That's what makes Benin a bit easier, in that every word you come across, you can actually spell them the way you pronounce them. There is no trick about it. So I just give an example, for instance, with Ebo. In the same way, we can have this here, B-O. Just say B-O, Ebo. You see, Ebo, both words exist in Benin language. Ebo means a white man or a white person. Ebo means voodoo. You see? Now in English, okay, this could be spelled the same way, and yet they mean two different things. They mean two different things. They are spelled the same way, pronounced differently, okay, pronounced differently, but the beginning of both of them is actually E in English. But in a Edo language, instead of that, you just, we have the letters the way you want to use them in your pronunciations of the words. So for instance, I have Ebo here and I have Ebo here. This is A-B-O, A-B-O. And again, in Edo language, we do not spell the words, using English idea, as it were. We use the sound we derive from here to spell our words, to spell the words in Benin. For instance, okay, if somebody says Ado, it is not A-D-O, it is A-D-O. A-D-O. Like, I want to get so as we learn the study, so that we kind of put English ABCD, on the sideline, and try to open our mind, okay, to learn this the way it is. If, for instance, I ask you to say spell Agbado, all you gotta do is to come to this alphabet here. You don't look for A, and we have A here. A, and what I'm asking you to spell is Agbado. Agba. Then it means that you are going to look for B. Agba. Agba. And B is here, which is GB. Agba. Now, apparently, A is what's going to follow B, which is A here. do. We already get a D in the do, which is D here. Okay? A, ba. And the next thing that follows D is O, which is O here. So we have a, ba, do. So if you look at the syllables here, you can certainly just break them down. These are 4 syllables, for instance. Now, a, ba, do. 3 syllables actually. Okay? 3 syllables. Agbado. Now you can actually break down the syllables. A is standing alone now. Ba, GBA, do. So you actually spell, you know, the words in a Do language the way you pronounce them. You know, the way you pronounce them. Edosa, for instance. Is starting with so you know that when we talk of English E in a Do language, they're bringing that to A or E. So I'm saying Edosa. You start with which is here. Do. Apparently, next is D. And the D carries O along with it, which is O here. Sa, Si, and A, which is our A. So, E-D-O-C-A, Edosa. E-D-O-C-A, Edosa. So, you see, we are spelling these things now the way we are pronouncing them. You may not know the meaning of these things, okay? But in a Do language, you spell them as you pronounce them. Very commonly, Edo people, you know, abbreviate their names, you know, to Osas, which is very easy to spell. Osas, O-C-A, O-C-A-C. O-C-A-C, Osas. You see? O, which is here, C-A-C, Osas. Now, this is how they are doing language. Ota, Ota, O-T-A, O-T-A, Ota, Ota. Let me zoom closer to the board so that you know, we don't have much excuse. I've just tried to zoom closer to the board so we can see these things clearer. You see, Ota. You see now, we got Ota here. Now, let's take up another thing. Now, in a Do language, you know, we have so many different Edo names. But let's try to start with some very basic and very common Edo names. Osaze is an Edo name. Osaze. Now, the spelling of Osaze is O-C-A-Z-E. O-C-A-Z-E. You see, certainly as pronounced. Now, O, where is O? We can find O here. This O. O. Where is C? This is C. Remember we say A-B-D-E-O, F-E-G-E, K-L-M-N-O-P-R-I, C-T, C here. O-C. Where's A? This is A here. Where is Z? This is Z here. Where is E? O-C-A-Z-E. This is E here. So apparently, okay, we spell the language the way we pronounce it. I just said Osaze. It's not isolation. It's not isolation. This is a common Edo name, for instance. Okay, Uji is another Edo name. Uji. This is U-G-E. U-G-E. Okay, this is U, which is you in English. Yi. This is Yi. Yi, which is Y in English. You remember we are spelling Uji. U-G-E. U-G. E. Where is E? This is E, which is I in English. You see? Uji. So at the end of the day, when you are able to master these letters, you are certainly almost able to spell every Edo word you come across. Now, we want to try to look at some words that have the double letter alphabet. We have a few double letter alphabets here. I can start to separate them. They are B, Ri, Mi. No, we have B before me, B, me, and V. Okay, these are double letter alphabets in Edo language, and they are integral parts of the Benin language. The pronunciations, the words, the everything, they are so integral that you can hardly make a sentence without the use of these, double letter, alphabets, and they are very key. I started earlier and I gave an example. I said Agbon. Agbon means life, word. Okay, Agbon. Agbon is simply Agbi Oni. Agbon. Agbi Oni. Agbi Oni. Okay? Now look right now. A, this is A, which is here. B, this is B, which is GB. B, O, which is here. Ni. Agbon. In the same way, we can have Agbo. 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 Agbo simply. Agbo. GB is a B. Okay? Now, in the same vein, we can actually equally have Ere. 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 We have Ere here. Where's the Ri? Can you put Ri to me there? Can you Ri? This is Ri. GH. Ri. Ri. GH. In English. Ere. Apparently, if it's Ri, equally ends it. You see? Ri. So these two letters, okay, in phonetics or in pronunciation, okay, they are joined together. That is Ere. Ri. Re. Re. Hi. Gi. Hi. Gi. Hi. So, but they are joined together as GH in English. Ere. There's an Edo name called Erosa, which is just Erosa. R-E-O-C-A. Erosa. R-E-O-C-A. We already have A here. Ri, G-H. O, C. A. God's time. That's the meaning of that. God's time. Meanwhile, in the same Benin language, we have Erota. You see it? Erota. R-E-O-T-A. Now, let's look for them. Erota. We already have A here, which is this. Ri here. Ta. T-A. And we have T here. No, O first. R-E-O. Then T. A. R-E-O-T-A. Erota. So apparently, when I said much earlier that the secret to understanding the Benin language lies so much, so much in how much we familiarize ourselves with the Benin alphabet, both the single letter alphabets and the double letter alphabet. And so for the Edo children, for the Edo people, let us have that understand that if we understand this, spellings become easier, whether in English or in Edo language. Because a lot of the secrets, to the spellings, even in English, they are embedded in the Benin alphabet. The phonetic pronunciations that we learn in English language of English letters, they are actually the basic, alphabet in Benin in most of the cases. Okay, and this is why it is very essential that we'll get to understand this. So let us go through this for the very last time, and hopefully when I come your way again, we come with yet a different study. So let's just read through. A, B, D, A, F, G, B, R, H, I, K, B, L, M, N, O, P, R, C, T, U, V, W, Y, Z. So my people, if you do this is the study. This is the second edition of the Benin language. Like I said, we are working to get some professionals, people who know a lot more than we do. As time goes on, they'll come and teach us some basic things. And equally, this is Ibota. On Ibota, by the grace of God, we wish to equally get some Edo historians to come tell us, remind us of who we are, tell us where we are coming from, share some stories of Edo language, stories that we are not going to get from anywhere, but we need to start documenting about these are stories. And of course, the Comrade Show is out to ensure that we make our contributions in this regard. So keep supporting the Comrade Show, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to YouTube channel, click the notification button, share our broadcast. The important thing is that we want to preserve our language. We want to use this as a platform through which people can begin to understand some basic things about the Benin language. And of course, I want to encourage, Edo people, Esan, Esako, Afema, wherever we are, let us have, make contributions towards preserving, the Edo languages, as it were. Apart from the Benin language, the Esako language, the Afema, the Esan language, we want to bring all the professionals, all the people who know, who can impart some knowledge to come talk to us. And so, as the day go by, we're going to do extensive work on this so that at the end of the day, our own job is to ensure that our Edo languages, they are preserved, they are promoted, and they don't get lost or eroded. So on that note, I want to thank you very much for staying with us. Please keep staying with us. May God bless you. Bye for now.
Make Comrade Show Comrade Lante Oriente live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is